Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Studio 6 for another edition of Inside the Inferno. I'm Kobe Bronstein alongside AJ Gonzalez. And AJ, the spring sports calendar, it's in full swing right now. But listen, the athletes have had to battle more than just the competition. The heat out here has been ruthless in the Valley. March Madness going on, a lot of exciting times, and we're going to break down everything for the people at home regarding ASU athletics.
Yeah, tell me about it, Kobe. You know, theme of the month, one word, busy. March Madness in full swing, but it's MLB opening week too. And the NFL draft is less than a month away. Sun Devil Pro Day today as well. And above all, the Sun Devil athletics machine just continues to roll, which means we have a full and fun show today.
Yes, we do, AJ. And we begin with our own Tanner Buck, who's once again bringing us the top plays of the week across Sun Devil athletics and his signature segment, the Sun Devil 6. Tanner?
It's my pleasure to bring us into this week's edition of Inside the Inferno with the Sun Devil 6. Starting us off at number 6, out in Tucson is outfielder Ashley Mejia's running catch into the wall to prevent the base hit. Staying on the diamond at number 5 is a 2-home run game from outfielder Dean Toigo, who lets it fly to right field in the first frame and then sends another one on a trip, this time to left field for a grand slam in baseball's win over Kansas State. Keeping us in the air at number 4 is catcher Emily Shep, terrorizing the Wildcats with a 2-home run performance in softball's win over Arizona. At number 3 is catcher Cohen Nikolai, delivering the Sun Devils' go-ahead homer for the lead in baseball's win against Kansas State. Now over to the hardwood for number 2 is guard Jaya Lovett, getting past the defender in the paint, securing a clutch layup against Virginia, helping bring women's basketball within 1 point in March Madness. To walk us off at number 1 is Nikolai, again, showcasing the clutch gene with a walk-off base hit in extra innings against GCU in Tempe. Guys, that'll do it for this week's edition of the Sun Devil 6. Back to you, AJ, at the desk.
Out with the old and Bobby Hurley and in with the new. This past week, athletic director Graham Rossini in Arizona State hired its new men's basketball head coach, former St. Mary's head coach and Mesa native Randy Bennett. For more on the new boss of men's basketball, here's our Memphis Coles.
As March Madness is in full swing, a new era has begun for Arizona State men's basketball. On March 23rd, Arizona State announced that Randy Bennett will be the next men's basketball coach. This will be a homecoming of sorts for Bennett as he attended high school at Mesa's very own Westwood High. With Bennett comes experience, a lot of it in fact. The 63-year-old has a 25-year college head coaching career. Bennett started his career as a volunteer assistant at his alma mater, the University of San Diego, before becoming a graduate assistant at Idaho from 1986 to 1988. He then spent the rest of the 80s and 90s as an assistant coach at San Diego, Pepperdine, and St. Louis. Bennett has over a 72% win percentage since becoming St. Mary's head coach in 2001. He has won the WCC Coach of the Year 7 times. Before Bennett became the Gales head coach, St. Mary's had been to the NCAA tournament just 3 times. Since his first appearance in 2005, St. Mary's has become a regular in the March Madness dance with 12 showings. Overall, he's put St. Mary's on the map as a big basketball school in the WCC. As Bennett comes back home to the Valley, the stage grows and the competition stiffens. A March Madness regular will now look to lead a program that has not made the NCAA tournament since 2023 and not won a tournament game since 2009. For Inferno Intel, Memphis Coles.
Randy Bennett is officially in Tempe, so now it's go time. The transfer portal is open, and with a fan base eager to see this program back on track, the big question is, who's coming with him? So let's dive into 2 names in the portal that could help jumpstart Bennett's tenure and headline what we'll call Bennett's Bolster Brigade. And these 2, well, they're familiar to Bennett because he coached both of them the past few seasons at St. Mary's. But if you don't know them yet, I'll catch you up to speed, don't worry. Let's start with forward Paulus Morauskas, who led the Gales in scoring this season, averaging 18.4 points per game on 48% shooting to go along with 8 boards a night. At 6'8", he brings size, skill, versatility, and funny enough, his college career actually started at Arizona. Minutes were limited, about 5 per game, but even then, he could stretch the floor, going 14 of 27 from 3, that's 52%. So when he hit the portal after that season, he was a really intriguing pickup, and he ends up with Randy Bennett at St. Mary's. Fast forward, and now the question is pretty simple. Could Morauskas follow Bennett to Tempe? It feels like a real possibility because over the past 2 seasons, he's grown into a complete player, a full-time starter. He's been more efficient, more aggressive, and he can punish smaller defenders down low, but he's also quick enough to attack bigger players off the dribble. And one of the biggest jumps this year, getting to the free throw line. He shot 84% over 6 attempts per game. That's a high clip. So now you're looking at a proven high-level player with 1 year left. He's one of the top players in the portal, so there's going to be a lot of competition. But when you talk about fit, familiarity, and opportunity, ASU makes a lot of sense. Just saying. And he's played in Territorial Cup games before for the team down south, but I think Sun Devil fans will give him some grace. They'll be just fine with him potentially in the maroon and gold next season. Now let's go to guard Mikey Lewis, who's coming off a breakout sophomore season that saw him earn all WCC first team honors. Lewis started all 33 games, averaged just under 14 points per night, and shot 37% from 3. But numbers aside, dude's just a bucket getter. He's the kind of guy that raises the level of everyone else on the floor. Lewis had 21 points, 7 assists, and 4 steals against Santa Clara. Then a career-high 31 points with 7 threes to take down Gonzaga and lock up another regular season conference title. He's entering the prime of his college career, and he's ready for a bigger stage. Now look, in today's NIL era, yeah, money matters, but relationships, trust, and familiarity still carry a lot of weight. And Arizona State can offer Morauskas and Lewis both without sacrificing one for the other. Play for a coach they believe in at a Power 4 program, coupled with more resources and exposure. I'm telling you, Bennett's bolster brigade could make some real noise this offseason. Randy Bennett is bringing that edge back to a program that's been waiting for it. And a move to Tempe for Morauskas and Lewis checks all the boxes. ASU looks to usher in a new era, and could those two be a part of the plans? We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, talking about edge, we're going to shift it from the parquet to the baseball field. The number 22 ranked ASU baseball, led by manager Willie Bloomquist, have been on what the kids would call an absolute heater. Arizona State may have the luck of the Irish this season, as the Sun Devils have gone 4-1 since St. Patrick's Day. Started out on Friday, March 20th, as the Sun Devils opened up against Kansas State, where on the road, outfielder Landon Hairston catapulted the Sun Devils with a clutch 8th-inning home run and a thrilling 5-4 victory, where Derek Schaefer came in and did his best Mariano Rivera Sandman impression, recording a 4-out save. Overall, the Devils were able to pick up 2 out of 3 on the road at Toynton Family Stadium. The Sun Devils then took their luck on the road to the one place where what happens there stays there, Las Vegas, to take on UNLV. The Maroon and Gold's hot streak extended, earning an action-packed 12-11 victory. Although you may have looked at the scoreboard and thought it was all about the runs, the pitching was the key, as left-handed pitcher Easton Barrett tossed 5 shutout innings and picked up 9 strikeouts in the victory. The Maroon and Gold then kept the bats hot as it took its run show back home to Phoenix Municipal Stadium on Wednesday. They crossed home plate 8 times in the first inning and picked up a 10-4 win. And infielder Nuno Contradas, he did his best to create baseball theater as he homered on the first pitch he saw in his return to the starting lineup after missing the last 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. The only thing that can stop him is an injury. The Sun Devils currently sit with a 19-6 overall record and a 15-1 home record as well.
ASU baseball gets a major test this weekend as they host number 17 ranked West Virginia in a 3-game set at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. The Sun Devils have won 4 of their last 5, powered by Landon Hairston and a scorching hot offense that has been firing on all cylinders, while their pitching staff looks to hold steady during the back half of a grueling stretch of 9 games in 11 days. West Virginia comes in with momentum themselves after pitching a 1-hitter over in-state rival Marshall on Tuesday. And this is a rare ranked versus ranked Big 12 matchup for West Virginia. In fact, it's the Mountaineers' first since 2023 since facing Texas Tech. West Virginia is led by left-handed pitcher Max Yale, who boasts a .84 ERA and 44 strikeouts in 32 innings on the bump. First pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. local time with coverage on ESPN Plus all weekend long.
Well, sticking on the diamond and shifting over to ASU softball as they started the season cooler than the other side of the pillow with a 19-3 record at the end of February. However, the competition started to heat up. Our Jake Iovine has the recap on a rivalry as old as time.
Thank you, AJ. The then 20th ranked Sun Devils traveled to Tucson to face the then 11th ranked Arizona Wildcats. ASU looked to continue its momentum after winning its first Big 12 series of the season against the then 15th ranked Oklahoma State last weekend. The Maroon and Gold defeated the Wildcats on Friday in Game 1. Catcher Emily Shipp posted 4 runs, 4 hits, and 4 RBIs. Shep also recorded a 3-run home run in the first inning to secure Megan Bartlett's 100th win as an ASU head coach. But the Wildcats came roaring back the following day. Despite surrendering an 8-0 lead approaching the 7th inning, U of A got the last laugh as utility Reagan Shockey walked off in a 9-8 victory. Bartlett's side once again started slowly on Sunday as the Wildcats took a 4-0 lead with 2 innings left. And just like in Saturday's game, the Sun Devils leveled the score late, only for U of A to score 2 more runs and secure a 6-4 win. The loss means ASU is still without a series win against Arizona since the 2022 season. The Sun Devils' record in conference play now stands at 3-6 as they head to North Carolina for the Mizuno Showdown this weekend. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Jake. And speaking of the Mizuno Classic, the Sun Devils make the short trip from Raleigh to Chapel Hill for a 4-game weekend series hosted by North Carolina. Arizona State sits at 24-9 and will face a red-hot Marist squad, winners of 8 of their last 9, along with a UNC team that's 22-7 and has been very strong at home. The Sun Devils are looking to build on a midweek win over North Carolina State, while the Tar Heels are trying to regain momentum after getting swept by Stanford last weekend before bouncing back with a win over Wofford. It's a quick turnaround and a packed 2-day slate, but a key opportunity for the Devils to stack some wins and continue to make a statement away from home.
I don't like roller coasters. I love them. And if you feel the same way, you probably would have interest in ASU lacrosse. Overall, the team is sitting just below 500 right now with a 5-6 record, and after losses to ranked high opponents such as Army and Stanford, it'll have another big test against the number 4 ranked Florida Gators. Sparky is led by attackers Lydia Oldknow and Tegan Ing. The two have combined for a staggering 76 goals on the season. The opening face-off is set for 10 a.m. local time on Saturday at the Sun Devil Lacrosse Stadium.
All right, that'll do it. Wraps up another episode of Inside the Inferno. AJ, our job here is done, and I'm not going to lie, I'm ready to kick my feet up, turn on some March Madness, because this is the most wonderful time of the year. The winter holidays, they'll have their time in December, but I can't wait for March Madness, and it's in session.
Yeah, but I agree with you on March Madness, but it's also MLB opening week, so we got to give those guys some credit as well. But if you want to keep up with everything Arizona State athletics, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and X at Inferno Intel, and check out our website at infernointelmedia.com. If we don't have it, you don't need it. For Kobe Bronstein and our entire crew behind the scenes, I'm AJ Gonzalez saying so long from Phoenix, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Inside the Inferno.